Everyone has had a moment of embarrassment, whether it's thinking someone is waving at you only to realize that they were waving at the person behind you even after you've already raised your hand, or calling someone by the wrong name even after you've met them a couple of times. Embarrassment often leaves one feeling awkward and uneasy, but it's how you learn from this that can truly benefit you in the future. So, in a moment of embarrassment, it's important to kind of reflect and think of the root of the feeling and create a context from which you can learn from. So, to give you some backstory, I began doing martial arts at the age of 9 and I began to take Taekwondo. So, I was already a natural athlete. I played soccer from a young age and I used this with Taekwondo and I thought, hey, like maybe I can make new friends, meet new people, learn self defense, and I liked the idea of progression from one belt to the other. Another aspect of Taekwondo that I liked was the friendly competition of tournaments and belt exams, and it really made me self motivated to succeed. But the thing is, the competition had led to my parents having increased interest in the subject. So this interest influenced my parents to continuously push me to do better. But as a young preteen in this time, this dampened my passion for martial arts. So my parents constantly insisted that I practice forms and other things for Taekwondo. They wanted, and this led to a visible shift in me wanting to do other things for martial arts, like going back to soccer or playing volleyball or even pick up basketball. This really distanced me from my original goals of achieving a black belt. Still, I progressed, just I was much less interested than before. So as time passed, belt tests passed by, I eventually reached my black belt test. But the only thing that had changed was I had lost my interest. So to give you a little rundown on the black belt test, it's basically just a culmination of all the forms put one after the other. So when the day had finally come for the test, I remember waking up and feeling sick because I just knew I wasn't ready. I sat in the back of my car as we drove to the studio, and I had a pit in my stomach. As I waited in line to do my forms, it felt as if I was waiting in the chopping block for a guillotine to chop off my head. So when I finally started my form in front of my parents, my grandmaster, all my instructors, and my peers, I began to cry because I just blanked and wasn't ready. So what the result was I ended up not passing my black belt test. But something I realized from this was that I wasn't losing motivation for Taekwondo because I didn't like it. It was rather because I believed that I was forced into it because of what someone else wanted rather than what I wanted. So my resolution, when I came off the stage to face my parents, it was actually really hard for me. But rather than looking down or shaming on me, they actually supported me. This motivated me to retake my black belt test, and I had a renewed sense of determination due to this. So I practiced my forms constantly and even asked for help. And what I learned from this was that the embarrassment that I faced during my black belt test wasn't due to the fact that my parents wanted me to succeed. That was actually that they loved me and they wanted me to do well because they wanted to help me. But I looked at this as something that they wanted rather than what I wanted. This was their goal rather than my goal. And now I look back at this moment and I think that I'll never forget the embarrassment. But rather I'll remember it dearly because this moment was a moment that defines me as a person, and it led me to grow. And it pushed me to pursue goals for myself rather than for the sake of others. Thank you.